recording. And I will just welcome everybody here today. We have a really special guest, Joseph Ahuna, who lives on the Big Island of Hawaii and has developed a niche of creating really wonderful and engaging fun videos to use as therapy and teaching tools with his students. He previously studied to be a lawyer. And as we learned earlier, we were speaking earlier today, and I learned that when he met John and began to learn about teaching people with autism and other disabilities how to communicate with AAC, it changed his life and changed his career path. So tonight you're going to get to learn from him how he creates these magical connections with his kiddos. We do have the chat enabled for you, and you're free to use the chat. You know how it runs really quickly. If you have a question that you would like for me to bring to the attention of Joseph and or John, please use the Q&A button. And tonight, those of you that are attending live, you will receive an email 24 hours from now with a link to your certificate, as well as a link to the recording. Now, some of you are reporting that you're having trouble opening the link. I have put my email in the chat window, and I'll put it in a couple more times. Feel free to email me and we'll try to troubleshoot that. And go ahead and and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do have some other videos that will be coming out really soon that you're going to want to get notifications for. And I'll also be posting some things so you can follow Joseph. That's all I have. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and turn this over to John. I am in the background. Please let me know if you need anything or if there's anything going on, and I will help you address that.
Thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie, are you making me the host so I can share my screen?
I believe I just did.
All right, perfect. Well, Joseph is going to share with you how a lot of these materials he makes and how he makes them. And I want to tell you that one of the things I've been very fortunate to do is to get to work with him when he's working with the children. And so for a few years now, I've been going to Hawaii and spending a couple days, sometimes 3 or 4 days. Joseph we give you guys a little extra time because we fly so far. I've really gotten to watch Joseph work with the children. And this picture I have in front of me right now is classic, that moment that Joseph makes that connection to one of these children. And so even though you're going to show how you make these beautiful, engaging videos, which are really powerful for making connection, I want people to know that with those children who many would see as the most challenging, you see as having the most potential. And you find a way to connect with them. It's not always about the toy. It's about your ability just to read their body language. And so I want to show you a little. So what happened this year is I told Joseph that I was willing to come again, but because I have Parkinson's, I had been feeling a little slower. No, I'm not seeing. Surprise, surprise. I'm not seeing that. Are you guys seeing a video?
Yeah, it's frozen, I guess, on my end.
This happens every time I use technology online, so
Same.
and we tested it 3 times at least before we started.
She usually just wants a tiny piece.
Well, this is unbelievable luck. All right.
Yellow? We don't have yellow.
And I can. All right. So one more attempt. Joseph, are you?
There it is. I can see it now.
Dude, we practice and practice and practice, and we get to the spot 3 times before the people get on. All right. So anyway,
Okay.
this young little girl, there's so many tricks, not tricks, just good clinical strategy things you use. One of the things that Joseph does is he uses 2 devices. One with vocabulary builder on, which you see me showing the little girl where the word more is, and it's the only word working. And then he has her device, which has all the words showing. Well, this little girl is really fun to work with, but she can be she has a lot of sensory issues, and so anyway, we were working and everything was going well. And I was supposed to be just watching this day. I told Joseph because of my Parkinson's disease, I didn't feel like I could get in the trench. I made it about 1 minute watching Joseph in there, and I had to jump in there to help be part of it. So Joseph let me jump in there and help him out. And this little girl, so here's her device that she uses, and it's got all the words showing there. This one's just more. So she's not liking our toys for a little bit here. We're not finding the right toy. Then she decides to. But Joseph, he doesn't. You don't. You're so sweet, kind with her. Just give it back to me.
Maybe let's find something.
And I decided to give her something that she would sensory like a vibration on her arm.
Let's see what we
Now
can
you see why Mr. John.
That's all because
John got a little aloha from.
Okay.
Well deserved aloha from her. So that's part of the game.
That's where my old days I was quicker.
Not much. So we were having trouble making a connection. Really, we were. We just weren't following her lead well, and we were doing things she didn't like, and she wanted to eat the Play-Doh, and so we just weren't making that connection yet. But in just a minute or so, you're going to see Joseph make a connection with her.
She was doing so good though.
Right there, she starts to give him eye contact and tell him she likes it. Still wants to eat that Play-Doh.
Smiling.
More. There's more.
Prompts her this time.
Oh, yeah.
They tell us schoolboy.
Giving her a little physical assistance, which is underneath her arm just a little. That's probably to some people that might look like too much, but watch how from this point forward how we don't have to prompt her. That one's on her own. She touches more, looks at me to tell me she told him.
Good talking too. I heard you say more with your mouth at the same time. I'll see that.
Right? And he stops it, and she says, more. Looks right at it.
You know where that is. More.
So immediately we're going to go to the full device with all the buttons showing. So there's nothing hidden. There is a button, the more buttons red, but there's all the buttons are showing. There's the connection starting to happen with Joseph. See, his eyes are completely on his little friend. And she's talking to him and she says, more.
There it is. More. More. I like it.
Now, just as you aided language stimulation, telling her he likes it. She's smiling and happy now. She makes a comment. She says like and looks up at you. A beautiful exchange. But anyway, I want to show all the videos of you, Joseph, working with these kids, how far you get them. Another 4 or 5 minutes, he'll have her on a sequence level, and it just keeps getting better and better. So, Joseph, I know I promised I wouldn't steal more of your show here, but I really wanted people to know the connection you make with these children and how amazing you are with working with them.
I appreciate it, John. No, it was any of you who've been able to have John come to your school will know that John has a magic touch and a magical way of not only connecting with students, but with adults, related service personnel, teachers, parents, and families. It's always a great experience to be able to work with John. So,
Well, Joseph, thank you. Now your show's yours. I'll stay out of the picture.
all right, awesome. Well, I'll go ahead and share my PowerPoint here. Hopefully this will work. Here we go. Sharing. Open this up. All right. And then I'm going to put this in the slideshow. Okay. Well, aloha, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. I'm honored to be here with John and Stephanie. Like Stephanie had mentioned, I'm from Hawaii. I currently live on the Big Island of Hawaii. I'm originally from Oahu, from Kaneohe. And then currently I'm a speech language pathologist in the Ka'u Keaupahua school complex area on the Big Island of Hawaii. Stephanie had mentioned a number of years ago, John had come to our complex and did a presentation on LAMP. And up until that point, my experience with AAC was very limited. I didn't have very many classes. In fact, I only had one semester of an AAC class in grad school, and I was still a fairly new SLP, having just recently graduated a few years ago. And when John came and presented on the LAMP Words for Life vocabulary system and on the LAMP methodology, I was really impressed, and just at the way that John was able to connect with I felt a connection personally to John as he spoke about the different principles of the LAMP method. And one of those principles that really stood out was that principle of joint engagement. And really the emphasis on following the child's lead and interests, being present with them. And that's something that I think John is a master at. And when he came back in 2022, I was able to go with him to some of the schools, and John was just really good at really paying attention to the child's direction, their needs, their interests, and really he was a great model. And so when John came, I said, that's who I want to be like. I want to be like John. And I know many of you out there feel the same way as well.
Right.
But
Joseph, thank you. But the only therapist I'm intimidated by is Joseph Ahuna. You are. So we'll stop our speech pathology bromance we have.
there you go. All right.
All right.
Keep on moving. All right. So, this principle of joint engagement and joint attention is very important, and something that I've, whether or not a student is learning AAC or LAMP, or if they have different communication needs, I think I always try to start off with this principle of really attending to their needs and being child directed. There's this quote that we have a family night each week, and my wife pulls out different quotes, and we have discussions. We call it Mama's Manners Moment. And this is one of the quotes of the week that I thought was appropriate. It says, give your attention. If you're checking out a store, fast food place, or other retail spot, give your full attention to the person helping you. If you're on a call, end it. If you're listening to headphones, take them out. People serving you should be treated with respect and shouldn't have to compete with whatever is on your phone. This is taken from 52 Standards.
Joe, is your show screen showing what they're seeing is Canva only? Is there
You're not seeing my PowerPoint?
Yeah, they were trying to warn us, and I kept thinking it was just them having trouble, but I think it was.
Oh shoot. Okay.
I'm glad to see it wasn't just me that has these issues. We practice before we get on here.
Okay, I'm gonna reclose this. Okay, let's try this again. Thank you, everybody. Share.
I don't know what happens when we have larger number of participants. Well, there you go. Now we can see.
Okay, is that on now?
It is on now.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
And I apologize. I should have caught on earlier to the people that there was people in the chat telling us over and over, telling me all I can see is Canva. So.
Great. So yeah, this is just the quote, give your attention, right? So, and I think this is very much applicable to, our profession, whether you're a speech language pathologist or an occupational therapist or a teacher or a parent, right? Giving our full attention to our children, our students, is where it starts. And that's where the magic starts to happen, right? Is when we are present with them and following their lead. About a few years ago, during COVID, I started noticing that a lot of instruction, was provided, virtually, and a lot of students were using a lot more technology tools, iPads, Chromebooks, and I was starting to see that a lot of time was spent, watching videos. And when John came in 2022, he did a presentation, and he had a GIF in his PowerPoint slide. And up until that point, I had never really noticed or paid attention to what it was, but the way he had it in one of his slides just really stood out. And I said, wow, that's a really cool tool that, if I can find a GIF that some of my kids would be interested in. I have kids who are interested in Thomas the Train. Some of my older kids like Minecraft or Fortnite. I thought if I could find a GIF and put it on, a video for them, maybe they would like really like that and want to connect more with me. So that got me into doing a little bit of research on how to use Google Slides, and then later on, Canva. My disclaimer is I'm not an expert in Google Slides or in Canva or in making videos. In fact, I'm very I'm uncomfortable doing a lot of technology. But my desire to connect with some of my kids who were into videos and watching some shows or watching different GIFs or videos, they kind of inspired me to want to start digging in and finding a way of connecting with them. So again, a disclaimer, these are just tools, right? And they may not be for everybody, but for those students who you think would benefit from some of these multimedia resources, this may be a good way of connecting with them. So, just the way I learned about GIFs, there was this website, jiffy.com. I learned that GIF stands for Graphics Interchange Format. And there was a process in learning how to insert a GIF into Google Slides. But I recently found there's a new feature within Google Slides that makes it so much quicker. Here's some step-by-step guidelines, and I'm sharing this slide, and you'll have access to this slide if you want to go back and read through how to insert a GIF into a Google Slide presentation. But I thought we'd do a little demonstration as for me, I'm more of a visual learner, so it helps to kind of walk through the process of creating a Google Slide with an insert. So we'll try it right here on this page. So, and John or Stephanie, if you're not seeing what I'm talking about, please jump in.
You're good.
Okay. So here, I'm just in a Google Slide right now, and I'm going to go to this insert button. When you go to insert, you're going to see here image, and then you're going to move to the right and go down to this spot that says GIFs and stickers. You click on that, and then on the right side will populate. I'm just going to move the video over a little bit. Will populate an area where you can search. So like I mentioned, one of my kids loves Bluey. So you can grab a Bluey, and all you end up doing is just you simply click it. And then there's this insert button here. You hit insert, and then boom, there's your GIF. The nice thing about it is you can make it as big as you want, right? You can move it around. If you wanted to flip it upside down, you could flip it upside down, right? You can really personalize it or customize it to what you think your student would be happy to see or would want to engage with you. If you wanted to, there's tools you can crop it. So if I only wanted one of them in here, I could take one out and just leave them in like that, right? The other nice feature about this new insert is when you go and search, you can input multiple GIFs, right? So I can click on, and there's hundreds of different examples. You click on as many as you want, and when you hit insert, boom, they all pop in right there. You'll just have to click off of them so that you can move them around individually or resize them however you want.
Genius.
So you can have as many Bluey or Thomas the Train or Star Wars. And the nice thing is, I guess, there's no issue with copyright. So, I mean, even getting some of the, Star Wars, right? You got all kinds of Star Wars coming on for your older kids. They love doing the dance, the Fortnite dances. You can do, I have some students who are really into Disney. They love Moana, right? So you simply just type it in there and you can populate a whole bunch of GIFs that you can easily insert. So it's really pretty simple. And then it's about really thinking about your student. What is it that they would be interested in seeing or trying? And so sometimes you can insert a picture, right? So here's a picture of Mr. Joe. And I just inserted the picture simply by going again to that same spot of insert. You go to image and you go to upload from computer. So I uploaded this picture from my computer. And then, I have my older kids, I did this little slide for them where my middle schoolers are really into Fortnite. So Fortnite, and they love Star Wars. So this one, they really got a kick out of it, where you got the Mandalorian doing his Fortnite dance with Mr. Joe.
It's just they
Right.
find their interest, give them what they love to see, give them what they're after, and then by putting them and you in it, the people they know, it makes it so much more important to them, or more, has more impact on their learning.
Oh, 100%. Yes. And in fact, if you got yeah, exactly. As John said, if you got a picture of them and you had, their favorite character dancing on their head, or, sitting next to them, you'll be surprised that the amount of spontaneous communication and opportunities that you'll see. Yeah. So,
even
go ahead, John.
I'm even thinking about how much fun just me to do with them with you, building it together.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is by far, right? I mean, I started doing this because I have more fun probably than the kids do, but I have fun seeing their reaction. That's really the kicker, is when you start seeing their eyes light up, you start seeing them point, you start seeing them move their body language, and they're starting to tell you that they want to see more, right? And again, this isn't for everybody, right? So I don't do this with all my students, but for those who really are into, watching YouTube or watching videos, or doing multimedia, tools or games on the iPad, I found this to be a very fun and engaging activity, and something that they will join in with me and give good eye contact back and forth. And I can control it too. So if I want to take it off, I can take it. Oh, where did it go? Right. So, and you can always bring it back on, right? Oh, there's Mandalorian. So lots of different opportunities. I thought I'd share just some examples of things that I've been able to do with just this simple tool of adding a GIF. So sometimes I've created some things for what we call open-ended communication. And this is really the first slide that I did. And this was brought about because of John, because
he's a pig.
I made this one a few years ago. Yeah, this is the pig. So where's the pig, right? So I just took a number of pictures, and I put the pig on places that my kids were familiar with, or that they, where's the pig? And just kind of leave it for open communication. Where's the pig here? And I can control the speed at which I show these slides. This one's a very popular one among my kids.
Everybody wants to see a pig on a toilet.
Exactly.
But you get core and fringe words simultaneously. So you could be doing repetitively ons on some, but you could do on table. For others, you could be doing both, which is just genius.
Right. Exactly. You get some, talking about descriptive words. Oh, where's the pig? Oh, pig on car. Oh, it's on the big red car, right? So it's just the sky is the limit for the amount of things that you can start talking about, and getting some of that spontaneous generative language.
So you imported a picture off there, then you went and imported the GIFs, and then you just started making these materials on that.
Exactly. And some of the nice things about, once you have some of those pictures or format, you can personalize it, right? So maybe somebody's not too much in the pig, but there's the Enderman, right? Jumping on the swing.
Perfect.
Right? You get your zombie pig. Got an Enderman on the toilet. That's one I have kids telling me, Enderman on the toilet. So, when they never ever say toilet, right?
No.
So
Isn't that the trick? It's core and fringe words simultaneously is what we say. And the fact that you can do open ended and just say, tell me what you're seeing, or what do you think about this? It's just great.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. Sometimes we'll do activities like this, and as a class, right, people can vote on what's their favorite one. I like that, or I do not like that, or that's ugly, or that's bad, or that's good, right? It kind of turns into a game. And that's really where the magic is. When they're having fun with it, I mean, what better way to learn than when you're having fun, right? So that's another one. Oh, go ahead, John.
No, I just the new lamp manual's coming out, and my wife's been doing a lot of research, and I stole 3 or 4 slides from her that we want, but all the research behind when kids are fun and have moments of joy and engage, how much more efficiently they learn and behaviors go down, and all these beautiful things that you're seeing through finding their joy and then making tools that capture that joy. So I'll be
100%.
quiet.
No, no, you're good. Please jump in. Here's some other examples in using GIFs for some literacy activities. One of the popular books among my kids is this book, Dear Zoo. And so I just took pictures of the book that I have, Dear Zoo. And so and I embedded a GIF so that when I'm reading it, I wrote to the zoo to send me a pet. They sent me and I can pause. I can give that expectant pause when I want to, and I can control. Oh my goodness, that's a big elephant, right? He was too big. I sent him, and I can do some more pausing, and I can control. We're gonna send him back, right? Do the next one. So they sent me a. Whether they tell me, turn or open or they make a guess, right? You can really customize it to meet the needs of your session and meet the needs of what they're, how are you going to engage with them, right? So giraffe, send them back. Kind of the same ideas, right? And again, these are all just GIFs that I pulled off of, the little simple insert, right? You go to insert and go to image. And then I just resized it to lay over the picture that I had on.
Yeah, because as much as I want you to send these to me, really what you've done is given me the tool to make this. So I can go make these pretty easily. Import picture and import GIF, build my own.
Right, exactly. And when you see how easy it is, I mean, some of these activities once you kind of get the hang of it, you can create it within 5 minutes, right? 5 or 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be a project that takes you hours and hours. And that's one thing that I really liked about, Google Slides is it's free, right? And it doesn't take a whole lot of time or prep to find something. As long as you know what it is that your student is interested in, you can easily find some things that I'm sure they would just be happy to see on a slide. And then it's kind of the sky's the limit from there. You can make it as complicated as you want or as simple as you want. But again, it can be very child directed, right? I will say one of the tools that was kind of the inspiration behind this as well was the AAC Language Lab with the different reading books that they have. What I ended up doing was taking some of those books, and for my kids who needed maybe a little bit more or who would benefit from seeing GIFs instead of still pictures, I just took the same book and I embedded a GIF relating to that particular word.
Stephanie, can you put the language lab link into the
Yes, and I wanted to interrupt for just a moment, Joseph. You're getting a lot of people are wanting to know some nitty-gritty details,
Sure.
such as is it easy to superimpose the GIF on the photo? Are you using animation to reveal the GIF? How do you put books like that in Google Slides?
Okay, those are all great questions. I'll see if I'll go back to this one slide here that I have and show you. So with this Mandalorian, right? So inserting a picture into Google Slides is very easy, right? So you just go into this insert, you go to image, and then upload from computer. When you click on that, it'll take you to your either downloads or you can go to your desktop. A lot of times if I save an image, I save it on my desktop. That's usually the easiest place to find it. I insert it and then my image, right? I can resize it. I can make it as big as I want. I can have it cover the whole slide. It's just a matter of grabbing it and dragging it. Sometimes when you insert a GIF, it may show up behind, and there's this little feature here called order. And I'll show you. You go to order, and when you send it back, now my GIF is behind this picture. See, it's covered up. To fix that, I would send this picture by right-clicking it, going to order, because you're going to tell the pictures what order you want them to be. You can say bring to front, forward, backward, send to back. I would just send it to back. and then it sends this main picture to the back and brings the GIF forward. Okay. And again, you can resize. There's some tools on here up above where you can crop the picture, you can crop the GIF. As far as the GIF itself, you don't have to do anything to make it animate, right? And that's part of the beauty of this insert feature within Google Slides is I can just go image, GIFs, and I just simply type in, let's say I want to do Thomas the Train.
Yeah,
It'll bring up all these different Thomas's Train. I just click on it and I hit insert and it just boom. I don't have to do anything to animate it. It's just already animated and running on a still picture.
you don't have to format it. You don't have to figure
Nope.
out, you don't save it. You just, so for those questions, and I'm sure if you Googled using Google Slides, how do I, the instructions will be on the internet now that we know what we want to know how to do.
Yes. Yes, for sure. And that's how I kind of learned too. If you just Google, there's lots of YouTube videos out there, some short videos. And maybe one of these days I'll get to making a little YouTube video on how to create some of these.
Well, this is recorded, so if I play that back and it said go to arrange, then I can. This literally is a
Awesome.
video we can use to teach people how to do this.
Very cool. All right. I think, are there any other questions related to that I should touch on?
I think, in the book example, it was behind the photo. So what made it come forward? Clicking on the picture?
Yes. So clicking on the GIF. So you click on the GIF, you right click it, and on order, you go to bring to front. So you want to bring it to front.
Oh, I think I know. I think it's the zoo book where you have, can you go back to the zoo book?
Yes.
Because I think that's what the question is about.
Yeah. So in this one, actually what I can do, I'm going to see if I can pull up on another tab because that one is just, I'll see if I can bring up. Can you see my Dear Zoo book here?
Yes.
Okay. So all I did, so this is a picture. Can you see a picture? I ended up retyping some of the words because the wording wasn't coming out that great. So anyway, I'll go to this elephant slide. So this elephant is just a GIF, right? This is a picture with the very heavy, the yellow box. And all I did was I went in, I did image, I went to GIFs, and I typed up elephant. I typed up elephant, I got this image. It was maybe not quite this size. It may have been bigger, but I shrunk it down to the size that I wanted to try and fit over the box, and I just put it as an overlay. And then in the next slide, I just duplicated the same page so that when I went to the next slide, it would cover it. So it looks like it's closing the book, right? But really, I have 3 different slides to do that, to create that effect, right? This first effect is here. It's just a picture of the very box. I created a duplicate slide, right? It's the same picture, but then I inserted my GIF covering that box. And then I did a second one because we're sending the elephant back, right? And I wanted to be able to close the box to send the elephant back, right?
Genius.
Kind of same thing with the giraffe, right? This is just a photo. You can kind of see, I can shrink it. I ended up putting another text box just so I could read it better. But then I grabbed a GIF of a giraffe. I shaped it into the shape of a rectangle and placed it right over the box. And then I did a duplicate page. As you can see on my left, page 7, it's just the same photo. And there's some tricks and things that you learn in working with a lot of the Google products, right? You can do a Control-D to duplicate a page. And again, there's different hotkeys. So you can, once you get the system down, you can really populate some of these pages pretty quickly. So hopefully that answers some of the questions you may have regarding.
So, and I've seen similar things done in PowerPoint, but sometimes you have to format the GIF or you have to convert the GIF, but after that, it's pretty much the same thing.
Right, exactly. Yep. And that's the beauty of this insert within Google Slides is you don't have to do anything with the GIF. All you do, the hardest part is finding a GIF that you'll like or that your students will like, right? That's where probably I spend most of the time in creating these, is finding an appropriate one. Just some other quick examples of how you can, use GIFs in some of your classroom routines. Some of my, I'm just going to try open this back up a little bit. Maximize interval. There we go. So, for example, some of our classes, we do zones of regulation. And so I created a PowerPoint for zones of regulation, right? And we'll use some of the MinSpeak symbols. When I'm in the blue zone, I feel. And then what we ended up doing was taking screenshots. We have a lot of iPads with Lamp Words for Life vocabulary system on, and we'd navigate to the page and take a screenshot of it. And then within Google Slides, you can create little, shapes and highlight, the targeted word. And when you hit it, oh, look, she's tired, right? When I'm in the blue zone, I feel, and you can control the speed. Oftentimes I'll have my device up front, next to my, I'll have my laptop on one side, my device in front, and in a classroom setting, we'll go one by one. So-and-so's turn to come and find, the feeling I feel, and they hit sad. You control when you want to hit, and you can show it. You can keep it on that slide if you want to for a little bit longer, or when you want to end it, you can simply go back, right, or go forward. I feel sick, right? So again, just another simple way of using GIFs in another format. So this is one that I use. So you can also use GIFs for teaching specific vocabulary. And I've found this to be a fun and helpful activity when I work with students individually, in small groups, and in inclusion settings. One teacher commented, well, I'll first show, and then so here's an example. We took some of the symbols and, for up and down, and if we wanted to teach up, and the shaded part, if you may notice, but it looks like the word finder, and it's because it is the word finder feature within Lamp Words for Life. All we did was on our iPads, we navigated, we went into word finder, found the targeted word we wanted, we searched for it, and when it brought up the what would you call it, the highlighted word, right, we would take a screenshot of that, right, before you touch it, right? So take a screenshot and then upload it to the computer. And I'll say this about Mac. I wasn't a Mac person before, or an Apple person before, but since finding out about GIFs, I am full on Mac and Apple product person, because of the ease it is to airdrop things, right? To airdrop a screenshot is just so quick. If I have my screenshot of from my iPad, it's very easy to airdrop it to my computer. Once it's on my computer, I just upload it right into Google Slides, and that's it, right? So I can control when they hit the up, I show what's going up, right? All right, whose turn is it? Oh, it's Johnny's turn. Johnny's coming up. And one teacher said in one of my inclusion classes, a lot of her verbal students really love this activity because they get to kind of show off, right? Oh, I can find up, I'll find it. And they're able to do it and participate. But more so, I think, was what she pointed out to me. She said that she's noticed that it's starting to develop some empathy for the students who are learning AAC, right? So even the verbal kiddos get excited about, interacting and become more familiar with the system that our learners are learning, and they're wanting to engage with them as well. So this has actually been one of the fun activities I do quite often, whether I'm doing circle time or individual time, right? Again, you can personalize this. If if somebody loves Paw Patrol, right? You can get Paw Patrol going up the slide, right? Going up the street or up the hill.
Joseph, one of the things that I have seeing you in videos working with the kids doing this, what I find amazing, you wear that shirt or that apron that has Words for Life on it. and then you have it on the wall behind you always. I've never seen a video where it wasn't the words for life is on your apron that you have, and then you have a low tech board, then you have their device and your device, and you have it on the computer, and I'll see the kids going between all four things all at one time, which is I think just genius that they have several, and you accept all of. If they do the low tech board up there, you'll just say up and cast back with it. So
Right. Yeah. And I think, well, and I'm sorry, I took it off because right before I was eating and I didn't want to get, so yeah, I wear my vest, not because I haven't quite mastered the board where I can, model it fluently upside down, but I more so just wear it just to make it more accessible and make it more common so that when students see it, and not only the students who I work with, but just kids around, like it's something familiar. It's not something they've seen for the first time. So, giving kids access and providing as many opportunities in a variety of different ways, whether high tech or low tech. I've just seen a lot of good benefits from providing
Joseph,
those opportunities.
Joseph, hold that up one more time so they can see it has pockets for things that you have in it too.
Oh
Here's
yeah,
what
so I'll have fruit snacks in here, right? Or I'll have this one got emptied out today, but I'll
did
have
you
fruit
tell me
snacks or little
if,
bubbles in here. So
if the
it's
if
really, and
the
it just ties on the side. So it's,
if the Center for AC buys one for a giveaway, would you
of
you have an
course,
extra? All right,
yeah, I
Joseph,
can send.
we'll pay you for it. But so we're gonna give away Catalina's book and one of Joseph's
Just one of the best, yeah.
vests. It's just amazingly great.
Yeah, so it's really about just making it fun. And I've noticed that the more that our inclusion kit, a lot of our anytime their peers can get involved and see that and have fun with it as well. I mean, that just gets that gets everybody on board. And as we all know, the more exposure the kids have, the more models they have out there, the more people who are wanting to engage with them. I mean, their communication just starts skyrocketing. So that's an example of using some GIFs within Google Slides. I did want to touch on and stop me when we're getting short on time, John. But so Google Slides, yes, I use Google Slides all the time. I have a colleague in the complex who I consider to be a Canva queen. Her name is Anna Newby Sanchez, and she is really,
Oh,
really awesome. She creates all kinds of really unique and
her and her husband,
personalized tools.
have the most amazing, already the most so much materials that for the to put on the language lab or on Teachers Pay Teachers, whatever. But you're right about she has done some amazing stuff with, I'm sure, other than just lamp stuff, but the lamp books and things are just incredible.
Yeah, she's really awesome, and she's the one who introduced me to Canva because she saw some of my Google Slides, and she's just like, "Joe, you need to get into Canva." And so I was very reluctant because when I first saw Canva, it was just so busy. I was like, "Whoa, this is way too much, too many tools for me." I was kind of a simplistic person. I still am a simplistic person. Sometimes the simpler, the better. But I've learned through Canva that you can really kind of take up that personalization up whole nother level. And I'm still I'm still very much learning about Canva, but I wanted to share with you a simple way of making your own personal GIF. So instead of having the Mandalorian do the Fortnite, you can have Mr. Joe, or you can have yourself doing the Fortnite dance. And I'll tell you this, like, if you're able to put in the time to do that, the kids will just have a hee-haw of a time.
Well, Joe, you know there was a Charlotte Christie study that said the most striking finding of video modeling was under that condition, many of the children showed generalization of the skill being taught, one being communication. And I'm thinking what you're doing with this is you're creating a video model, and when they see themselves and their friends, it is even more powerful. So it's worth us trying to figure out however you learn to do this. We need to learn how to do it too. So all right, I'll leave it quiet.
Awesome. So I learned this too, that so there's a free version of Canva that you can access. The account, you sign up for an account and it's free. You have access to a lot of tools, but if you want to have access to the pro version, which gives you more access to videos and more GIFs and more tools, It's actually free for those who have a school email. So teachers, your related service personnel, you can sign up and get the free pro version of Canva. Otherwise, it's like $12.99 a month. But I would highly recommend it for those who are looking for ways of finding fun videos or GIFs to personalize. Canva is a great resource to have. So I'm going to share with you again here. I wrote out the instructions on how to create your own GIF, and you can read through that later. We're just going to kind of practice going through it, and please stop me or you can ask questions if you need me to repeat or do something again. I'm going to try and exit out of full screen so I can get to my Canva. Let's see. I'm going to open up a new tab. All right, so here's what Canva looks like on my end. This is just the home page, right? I'm going to go into full screen here. All right. So when you first look at it, it can look really a little busy. But for purposes of today, just focus today right now on this little icon here. It says video, right? We're thinking of making a video. Just think, okay, I need to find how to make the video. You click on that video, it'll give you a whole bunch of variety of videos you can do, right? You can do a video, a mobile video, a Facebook video, Instagram Reel, TikTok. I've learned that a lot of people in social media will use Canva for this, and this is one of the reasons why Canva is such a popular forum is you have a lot of access to these powerful tools. For the purpose of making GIFs, I found this Facebook video, which actually is a video, it creates a square. I found that to be the easiest, and it's just a 1080 by 1080 pixel. So what you would do, so video, and then you're going to go to Facebook video. You're going to click on that, and it'll open up a blank canvas, right? A square canvas. Okay, so once you're in this area to create a video, you're going to, right, and before you get to this point, you'll want to get a video, whether of yourself or your students doing a particular action or whatever, whether you're playing out in the playground and everybody's taking a turn going down the slide, right, or going on the swing, whatever it is that you find is a fun activity for your students, right, to model a particular word, you want to get that video and put it into your computer, right? So you'll have it in your downloads or you'll have it on your desktop, right? So when you have it on your desktop, you'll go over here to this left part where it says uploads. It has a little cloud with an arrow. You're going to click on it, and then you're going to go to this purple. It says upload files. You'll click on it, and it'll take you to your computer. And this is where you can go into your desktop and you can upload your video. So I've done that here. We're just going to borrow this one here. Here's Mr. Joe. Oh. So this is Mr. Joe. I was doing one of my videos. As you can see, I was about dead after the 500th squat that I did for one of my videos. But okay, so what you do, you got your video. It'll show down here at the bottom where this play button is, how long this clip is. And this one is 31 seconds, right? The power of a GIF is you want to make it between, you know, a 3 to 5 second video where it'll just loop for 3 or 5 seconds, right? So you'll want to find a clip for, you know, okay, so you can shorten it this way where I'm just grabbing it, right? This is one way of shortening. You can do it too, and it'll tell you as you're shortening it how many seconds you have. Right now it's about 3 seconds, right? So when you play it, there goes Mr. Joe. He's going, right? Oh, there's my wife coaching me. I'm gonna mute that because that's embarrassing. But oh, okay.
Behind every good man's a real
my
smart
patient
wife.
wife.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can edit the length of the video that way. Another way you could do it is there's this edit video with the little scissors, and you can click on that, and you can edit that way, and it'll show you in this little box how many seconds you got on this particular clip. So if I want to do a 3 second clip, you can do it exactly 3 seconds, like that. I'm gonna pause it. All right, so I got my little 3 second clip. You can change the size of your video clip within this little box, right? This little box is going to be the size of that GIF that's going to be saved. Okay. So I want that second or that 3-second clip. Here's another cool thing that you can't do in Google Slides, but you can do in Canva. I can remove this background. Oh, but before I do that, I'm gonna edit this photo or this video, excuse me. I want to crop it. So there's a little crop feature. I want to take out this little gray little cushion there. And I want to bring this in a little bit so I can crop it. So there, now you don't see that little gray thing. Right. And now I can go to edit my video, and there's this feature in Canva that's a background remover. If I click on that, right, it'll take out that green screen background that I had. And now it's just me running with a white background. The cool thing about this is I can put the background to whatever I want. And again, if you want to personalize it, you can. To find a video, you're going to go to Elements, right? If you're going to upload a picture from your computer, like if you have a picture of a playground, you can do that by, again, going to Uploads. But I'm going to show you another cool feature of Canva is where you can find a picture easily by going to Elements. And you're going to type in, let's say we want to find, Mr. Joe, he likes to be at the beach, right? So you can do a graphics at the top. You can specify photos. You can do a video. I could have a video playing in the background at the same time that I'm doing my GIF. You can do different shapes, but for today, we're just going to do a photo. And I like this one here, this little starfish beach, okay? Here again, we got that issue where the photo is covering the GIF. And what you're going to do is simply right click, and we're going to align, or excuse me, we're going to layer. And I have to move my video here. All right. We're going to layer where we're going to send the photo back, right? So there is Mr. Joe, and then I can enlarge this photo however big I want, or if you right click on the photo, you can set that photo as background. It says set image as background, and I click on it, and there it is.
There you are, dancing at the beach.
There I am, and I can make myself as big as I want, right? And then when I play, it's just there at the beach, okay?
Now,
The
people
nice
don't know. I got to tell them that you really are a fire. So you swallow a sword. All the family is. So
Yeah, that's kind of my side little unknown thing. I guess I don't really want to admit it, but I don't swallow swords, but I'm a fire knife dancer. Yeah, you'll see me if you. Hopefully nobody goes and looks on YouTube right now, but you'll see me dancing fire knife. So I need to put one of those up on it or make that a GIF. I'll just show you real quick here. If you want to speed up your GIF, you can go to here, this little feature playback. You hit that, and then it'll pops this video speed. I can make Mr. Joe go 1.5 times or 2 times as fast, and I can loop it. So it says play on repeat. So as soon as I hit, it's just going to go. And there you go. You got a GIF. Okay. And I'm going to pause it there. Okay. So now to be able to use this in a slide, right? I'm going to go to share. Okay. So once you got your GIF position right where you want in the picture and the speed you want, you're going to go here to this button here. It says share. You're going to share. And you're going to go to this download button. Okay, you're going to click it. Here it says file type. Right now it's going to download as an MP4 video. You're going to go and you're going to change that by clicking on this down arrow. When you go all the way down, there's this little magical button called GIF, right? This is where the magic happens, right? You touch that or you click that. Now it's set to be turned into a GIF. Then all you have to do is hit download, and then it will start downloading, and it'll go to your, it'll download to your computer. Once you have it there, this is where you can have fun and you can create a slideshow similar to the slide PowerPoint show that you have in Google Slides. And I'll show you real quick how you do that. You go to, you're going to go back to home, right? So you're going to go back to your Canva because we were just in the video making production. We're going to go to slide or presentations, excuse me, this little orange icon. You're going to hit that. Then you're going to go to presentations. You're going to hit that. make a blank. Okay, now we're just like how we had with Google Slides, you have a blank canvas to work off of. Okay, I think I mentioned earlier, you know, if you want to do a bunch of screenshots for some core words using Lamp Words for Life, you know, how we took screenshots of my iPad. And if you just upload a whole bunch of those or different words that you want, and just keep a folder on your computer of some of those targeted words, that will save you time when you're wanting to do other projects, such as within Canva, because what you'll do is you'll go into uploads here, and you can go in here and upload all those symbols, all the MinSpeak symbols, and any of the saved screenshots, and then upload it to Canva. Because the nice thing about Canva is once you have it uploaded, it will always be on your account. So if I were to type, so for example, I did Go, right? So I previously had uploaded Go, and I just click on it, and boom, now I have my PowerPoint, or excuse me, I have my saved screenshot of the word Go in Word Finder. And again, you can take this, you can edit that photo, you can crop it. I see I have this little line that I don't quite like, so I can move it up like that, clean it up a little bit. Right, I can set this, oh, excuse me. So I can set this as big as I want, right? There's a feature on here you can hit to make it, to set it as the background, right? And if I want to have another slide, I just hit that plus and you can duplicate it. You click on this slide. If you want to make a bunch of them, you can hit Control or Command D, and that duplicates it. So now I have 4 different slides. And if I want to do, I can have a symbol here. Here's our Go. I'll put it up in the corner. And then now we want to insert that GIF that we just made. So I'll want to go back here, and we're going to go to Upload. You're going to go to your desktop, or excuse me, your downloads, because that GIF had downloaded to your computer. You're going to find it, you're going to download it, and then it'll bring it up under videos. And here is where the GIF of Mr. Joe doing the beach run. Now I am a GIF. And the GIF, there won't be any sound, so you know, you won't hear my wife yelling at me to go up and down. But you can add music, you can add audio if you wanted to, right? So I'm here, I show my Go. Oh, then what I can do, I'll just give this all a tip too. So I click on this. If I want to duplicate it, Control D. Oh, excuse me, here, click Control D, there I go. And what I'll do is if I want to find a video of like an airplane going, right? And I say, okay, it's nice to have a GIF, but I want to change it up. My student also likes to see airplanes. I go back to this left side elements. I can go into search. I can type airplane. I type airplane. I can get a graphic of an airplane, or I can get a video of an airplane. And here you can kind of just scroll your hand over and it'll show you what the plane is doing, right? You can be from taking off like an airplane. I kind of like that one, so I can click on that. I take out my GIF on the second page. And I'm sorry, everybody, I'm talking really fast, and I know we're kind of running short on time, but the idea is you could really customize it. So when I go into presentation mode, okay, here's my word finder. It's highlighting the word Go. And when Johnny comes up and hits Go, I can control it. Oh my goodness, look, there goes Mr. Joe. I can go back. All right, what else goes? Not only Mr. Joe, but somebody else hits Go. Oh, there goes the airplane. We're going in an airplane, right?
It's perfect.
So those are really
Joe,
fun features that help personalize it.
I know you're trying to. I have to show them before we lose them. Can I show them you working doing this with one of the kids? I know you're probably
Sure.
right in the middle of.
Sure.
Okay, you have to make me the host for 1 second. I want to show you Joe working with a student doing this activity. He was using these activities. So, well, I said I want to show it, and I'm gonna.
And while John's getting that up, we can all stay on just a little bit after the hour because I know there's a couple of additional questions that you have waiting to be answered. So
Yeah, and I'm happy to stay on as long as, if people have to go, I understand. But I'm totally fine staying on for however many questions
Okay.
there may be.
good.
Okay, so what I'm like we practice 10 times, and like every time we do this, we have this issue with Joe. Did you make me the presenter?
Oh, how do I don't know if I've done.
Go to participants, and then those
Okay.
three little dots, and you'll say make John the host.
Participants.
Yeah, then
3
you'll see that.
dots.
Yeah.
Okay, and then do I go to more? Oh,
Yep.
okay, more. It says pin, spotlight for everyone, rename, change panelist appearance. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't.
Let's see.
Another way to do it, Joseph, is if you look at the picture of John and
Okay.
take your mouse to the top right corner, you'll see 3 little dots.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Got it. See, I tell
Alright.
everybody, if I can do these just like anybody can, because I really am challenged when it comes to technology.
So, we all are, and we just have to do our best, and not get too frustrated. This is Joe with a student using all these tools. If you haven't been to his YouTube page, Speech with Joe, just type in Speech with Joe AAC, and his site comes up. And do join his group. It's his YouTube channel.
All right, let's look for the cat.
Cat. Help. Help.
I need some
Help.
help. I need some help. I need some help. I need some help. Me.
Me.
Meow.
There's a cat that needs help from a fireman.
Yeah.
Help.
Help me.
Me.
Help me. Me.
Me. Help me.
Before you use glasses, and now you're using this
Help
shirt.
me.
Yeah, he's looking at my shirt.
Help. Me.
Help me.
I hear you.
Help.
I can help.
Here, yes, here. Yep. Here.
Here. Here.
Firefighter.
The nice thing about
there.
about this student Andre is
Oh,
on my
there.
videos, and now he's helping me get out of the tree.
Yeah, that's the part I wanted to show. He builds 3 and 4 word sentences, but I love when he does the help and turns you into the cat, and he's helping you out of the tree.
Yeah,
Joe,
I
you
get
have
some looks
magic.
when the teachers come into the room and they see him like grabbing me like that. I just have like, oh, we're this is part of therapy. It's part of
No,
therapy.
he's having he's it's an amazing video. I wish people could see the whole 5 minutes or whatever it is, 6 minutes of video that I get. But Joe, you have an amazing talent. I think people would love to spend hours learning from you like this, and I would love to just take your videos and spend hours showing them what you do in therapy from the most you call them the kids with the most potential, but some people call them the kids most challenged, learning to communicate, the most sensory seeking kids. But you go from all the levels using your talent to and I'm grateful that you shared tonight, that you were willing to do
Thank
that.
you.
So
Thank you for
Joseph,
allowing me to be
thank
here
you.
and share. Thank you.
All right, guys. I think it was awesome. I'm going to keep the recording going because I don't know how to stop it. But I have everybody who's here. I know many of you plan to leave right at the hour. I understand that. I have put some resources for you in the chat window. I've put them in there a couple of times. Joseph has shared a couple of resources. I was begging him today to give me all of his resources, and both John and Joseph pointed out that, this webinar is intended to help you learn how to fish. And the time that Joseph spent to show you the techniques that he uses gives you the power to do what he does. So there is one example on Tar Heel gameplay, which he didn't even get to, and then Teacher Pay Teachers. He has a store there with a free resource for you there. And I'm trying to convince him to upload some more of his resources to the AAC Language Lab and the new Jane's Place, which is going to be a great place to share the resources that you guys are creating. Joseph, there was a specific question. I don't know the answer to this. Your colleague who has the Canva website that you showed and mentioned. Is that available to share with people? Or is that an internal website for your school?
The website or the email for my colleague?
Well, you mentioned your colleague's website that she created on Canva. Is
Oh,
that something that you can share, or is that really for her with your internal resources?
I
yeah,
know
oh, go ahead, John.
well, I know she contacted me recently about she was getting permission to use the symbols and stuff. So I think she's in the process of making it something that would be on teachers for teachers or however this all stuff works. I'm not, she's like within a week I got an email from her. So I think right now she's working through the process of how do I distribute this best? Am I right about that, Joseph?
You're right. Yeah, she doesn't have a live website right now, and that's something that both she and she's helping me to put together a little website for some of these resources that I want to be able to provide to teachers and other SLPs or related service personnel. And she also is working on building up resources, materials, some books, targeting specifically, the Lamp Words for Life vocabulary system. But right now we don't have any website set up for that
Did
purpose.
you mention that she has things on Teachers Pay Teacher?
No,
I
not
don't
yet
think
either.
so, not yet.
Okay.
And my disclaimer, I only have that one free thing because I I still don't really know how to use Teachers Pay Teachers. My brother threw it up on there because somebody had asked for a copy of my Where's the Pig? And so he threw it up on there. So
Can
it's not very big, but
if you haven't seen your YouTube channel though, the amount of material, the amount of videos, and we never even showed any of those. Can you show one?
sure, yeah, I can share if I can get the sharing
Yeah,
ability.
let's see if I give it back to you.
So I guess the power of Canva and the power of Google Slides kind of led me into figuring out what can I do to further personalize, the use of multimedia for my students. And that kind of spurred on, well, one day I was just sitting here in this room and I had a crab. I still have this crab, a crab toy. I don't have crabs, but I have a crab toy, right? And I had my phone, I just put it on record and I was putting it on my head, making it dance on my head. And I shared it the next day with my class and I got some really
Oh,
funny
show
things.
it. Just show the crab on
I'll
the
show you
head.
my first video that I have. It's not my favorite just because it's not the best quality, but let me see if I can share or get back to my I'm sharing. Okay, can you see my PowerPoint now again?
Yeah, we can, Joseph.
Okay. So in fact, I don't have it on it because it's my oldest one and
Well,
I
you
can
can show
pull it
you
up
can
right
show
now.
another one. You can
I'll
show
show
another
another one. But if you go on to, when you type speech with Joe, sometimes you might get a bunch of Joe Biden talks. So if you put the little at at speech with Joe, then you'll see my channel. Otherwise, you might get a lot of Joe Biden talks. So anyway, it led me to doing this little project of creating some videos using Canva. I mean, these things were done with Canva, and
Their quality is amazing.
so, and most of my students are learning Lamp Words for Life, and so I try doing all my videos are with Lamp. This is probably one of my more popular ones. It takes a little bit to get going, but
Slow. Go slow.
There's a delay, otherwise you'd see the genius work here. There's just a little delay in it.
oh shucks.
It's catching up.
Well, it's supposed to be slow anyway, so
Yeah.
this is the one where I will go into a little bit of fast.
This is the best. Speech with Joe on a chicken.
Fast.
Go fast.
So I had to do this at my friend's house because I didn't want my neighbors seeing me like this.
Man has no shame. So that's good. Joe, I just go to Speech with Joe and watch the videos, and your kids are gonna love them.
Go fast.
All right,
So
Stephanie put
anyway,
the YouTube
I'll
channel
stop
up
it
there.
there.
There's a delay in it. They're missing the extreme Sesame Street quality of those videos. Well,
It's fine.
Joseph, thank you for your time. I'm betting we could get people to agree that we would love to do this with you again longer. And I really appreciate everything you share with our speech pathology field. And I'm grateful you're my friend. So thank you.
No, likewise. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be here. And like I said, like I'm just an average Joe. I don't have anything special. I mean, I'm a big fan of the LAMP method and the principles behind it. I think that's the real magic. And the magic happens in the connections we build with our students, right? I mean, these are just tools at the end of the day. But some of my students, right, we can make meaningful connections by just being out on the playground, playing on the slide, or being interested in spinning around in one of our spinning chairs, right? Or just, going out into nature and looking at some of the beautiful, plants that we have here in Hawaii. So really the magic is in the connection. That's why I always go back to like really knowing our students and being present with them. The more attention we can give to them, the more magic we see in our connection.
You nailed it, Joe. Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for
Good night.
coming. And we'll follow up with an email with your
Yeah.
resources and certificate.
I saw a raised hand by Amanda Drake, and she's a therapist I dearly respect and love. She'll have to email me. So, but all right. Thank you all.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you, everybody.
Good night. Good
Come
night.
visit us in Hawaii, or come visit me in Hawaii.
Yeah.
I love if anybody has any ideas or any thoughts, or if you find something that's working great, please share. I'm happy to see and hear of other things that are working great, or other multimedia resources out there. Love to hear any ideas.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thank
Bye.
you. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.